Greetings, NFL fans. It's Isaac Saenz, and I thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Pro Football Chase podcast. On the line today is Colorado quarterback Steven Montez. Montez became the fourth player in program history to accumulate 7,000 career passing yards and then became the second at both 8,000 and 9,000 yards later in the season. He has set 43 school records, 31 outright, and 9 tied. Steven, thanks for joining me. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Can't complain, not even a little bit.
That's great to hear, man. Awesome to get you on the line. I've been looking forward to this interview for quite some time. But, Steven, you are one of few D1 college quarterbacks to finish out your career at one university. How much pride do you take in that, considering the increasing use of the transfer portal?
Yeah, I take a ton of pride in it. When I committed to Colorado in high school, I committed him and I stayed committed, and nothing was going to change my mind about showing up to Boulder as a freshman. And so when I got to Colorado, I told myself that no matter what the situation was, that I would always stay at Colorado because I absolutely love the Colorado Buffaloes culture. I love Boulder and I love the fan base.
What can you say about the Colorado football program and what it has given you as a student athlete?
Oh man, it's really given me a whole bunch. It's given me the opportunity to play the game that I love at an extremely high level. It's given me the opportunity to earn my degree. It's given me the opportunity to meet so many different people along the way that have made this journey an incredible ride. And hopefully later on in the future, it'll also lead to helping me get a job as well, and connecting with alumni and connecting with people that I've had previous relationships in the past.
So to recap your college career, you got 3 starts under your belt as a freshman redshirt before becoming Colorado's full-time starter for the 2017, 2018, and 2019 seasons. How do you feel like you evolved as a quarterback throughout your college career?
I feel like I've definitely taken strides in a lot of different areas. I think the biggest stride that I've taken was probably my ability to recognize and understand defensive football. I think that was something coming in as a freshman I wasn't too familiar with. I had some general knowledge about defensive football, but not nearly the amount of knowledge that I have now. And that's just a testament to the great coaching that I was provided with. I had multiple different quarterback coaches and offensive coordinators the last 3 years of my career. But no matter who it was, whether it was Lindgren, Kurt Roper, Jay Johnson, they all had something fantastic to bring to the table, and they all had information that I could learn from. So they kind of took me from a ball of clay and kind of shaped me into the quarterback that I am today.
Well, in 2019, you started all 12 games. You threw for 2,808 yards, 17 touchdowns, 10 interceptions to go along with a 63.0 completion percentage. When scouts turn on your film from the 2019 season, what do you want them to see?
I want them to see an NFL-sized quarterback that's mobile, probably got the strongest arm in the draft, and a leader.
Now, you improved your late-game throwing last season according to the numbers in the fourth quarter, so in crunch time, you were at your best, 705-plus yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Your QBR in the fourth quarter also skyrocketed up in 2019. So how can you continue to improve in that area?
I think it just comes with more maturity and just taking care of the football and not forcing balls downfield and just not creating turnovers. I think that's the biggest thing. If you can eliminate the turnovers, then I think you give yourself a good shot to have a chance at the win. Yeah, definitely in the fourth quarter, that's when the ball players come out to play. Fourth quarter is when it's crunch time. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta lay it all out on the line for your teammates and for your brothers.
Steven, you also showed some mobility during your career at Colorado, rushing for over 950 yards and 12 touchdowns. How can your ability to escape a crowded pocket benefit you in the NFL?
I think it could benefit me by my ability to keep plays alive and get the ball downfield. I think that I'm surprisingly elusive for my size and my weight. I mean, I'm 6'4", 230 pounds. I ran a 4.58 at the combine, so I've got that mobility that I think it's a little bit difficult to tackle me just because I'm so big and I can move a little bit. But when I'm moving out of the pocket, I'm definitely keeping my eyes downfield and trying to look for open receivers, because at the end of the day, we want to get the ball to our playmakers.
I want to circle back, Steven, because I heard you say that you believe that you have the strongest arm in this year's draft class. What makes you believe that?
I mean, I've been to the Senior Bowl. I've been to the Combine. I did Pro Day. I mean, I was the only one throwing at Pro Day, but it was more Senior Bowl and Combine. I mean, I've seen the best quarterbacks in the nation, and there's definitely some good ones out in this draft this year. But I mean, when it comes to arm strength, I don't think there's anybody in this draft that has the same type of arm as me. I think the closest guy to my arm is probably Justin Herbert.
Right on, yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the Senior Bowl because that was a big-time event for you, Steve, and obviously it's a huge all-star event. The nation's top seniors, they descend on Mobile, Alabama, and I was able to watch you play throughout that week of practice, and you turned a lot of heads, and there was some buzz being generated about you. So how did you enjoy being a part of such a marquee event?
Man, I took it for what it was. It's an absolutely incredible opportunity, and it's really the first piece of the biggest job interview of a quarterback's life. So I wanted to just go in there, be cool, calm, and collected, have a great time, put my best foot forward, and hopefully impress some scouts and some coaches.
Now, one thing that pops out about you, Steven, is your leadership. I saw that you were named a team captain 6 times this past season, and that takes a lot for a whole team to vote such a captain as yourself who's been there, a part of the program every step of the way. What did that honor mean to you?
It meant a lot. The game captains, I'm pretty sure were chosen by Coach Tuck, but I was also elected a team captain at the end of the season, which was voted on by the team. So, I mean, it's a huge honor just to know that the guys in that locker room respected me and liked what I had to offer to the team, and that the hard work didn't go unnoticed.
I know you briefly touched on it, but the NFL Combine, where at 6'4", 230 pounds, you posted some pretty eye-popping numbers: 4.68 40, 33-inch vertical, 1.170-inch broad jump. I got to ask you, how much buzz was generating in Indianapolis after some scouts saw your ability to excel and perform at a high level?
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of buzz generated. I after the combine was over, I didn't have too many conversations with any scouts or coaches until pro day, and then obviously after that we had the what are they called, the Skype interviews. But I definitely think that it was really good for me to go out there and show that I am also an athlete, and that I can move around and create on my own, that I'm not just sit in the pocket and throw, but I could also do that as well. I can sit in the pocket or I can get out of the pocket. I think it really just makes me a lot more versatile in the way that I can hurt defenses.
With the coronavirus, we know all the draft prospects are doing the Skype, the Zoom, the phone calls with NFL teams in recent weeks. So how has that process gone for you, Steven?
It's been great. I've talked to some other people like Jordan Palmer and some other guys that are already in the NFL about how the process was, especially during this month. And obviously now it's a little bit different due to the coronavirus than what was explained to me by these other peers of mine. But I mean, I think it's been an awesome experience. It really has. I mean, it's still a phenomenal opportunity. Each one of these video Skype calls is one of the, like I said before, one of the biggest job interviews you're ever going to have. So you got to make the most of it. You got to put your best foot forward, and you got to bring your A game every single call. So I really enjoy it. I wish I could have been able to go out and see the facilities of these teams and do all that. But I mean, just given the circumstances, it wasn't possible. So you gotta make the best out of the decision.
Talk about your study habits and how you handle weekly game plans as a signal caller.
Yeah, so I've got my weekly routine, and the one who really taught me this was Kurt Roper. He's the one who kind of brought in the idea of a routine, and it's got to be every single week, and you got to be on schedule with it at all times. So what my routine was, I would come in on Sunday, watch the previous game that I just played on Saturday, clear that out, make sure that we recognize our mistakes that we made, and then put that game in the books. On Monday, I come back and watch the last 3 games of the upcoming opponent. Tuesday is just open field. Wednesday is third down. Thursdays is pressures. And then on Friday, you rewatch the last 3 games that you watched on Monday.
Now, as you know, Steven, you could be asked to adapt your style to several different offensive sets in the NFL. How comfortable are you learning verbiage that you've never used in college?
I'm extremely comfortable. I've never really had a hard time picking up verbiage. I usually pick it up pretty quickly. I'm sure in the NFL it's taken to a whole nother level, but that's something that I've been preparing for my whole life. I played in 3 different systems at the University of Colorado. I had 3 different offensive coordinators, and the system often changed, verbiage changed. So I'm already accustomed to picking up offenses quickly. So I think I can take that skill to the next level as well.
When you were growing up, did you have a favorite quarterback that you started watching at a young age?
Yeah, the GOAT, Tom Brady, Mr. 6 rings himself. I think I've been me and my little brother Raymond. We've been looking up to him since we could even throw a football around. So I think he really epitomizes what it means to be a true NFL quarterback and to just kind of do everything right. He changed his entire diet just so he could play longer, play well into his 40s. So I really think that he's the greatest of all time, and I really would like to model my game and my leadership after him.
I gotta ask, Steven, are you following that TB12 diet? Because, man, some of that stuff looks pretty odd.
Man, I haven't read the entire TB12 diet book, but I heard that you got to cut like sugar out, gluten, all that stuff. So I don't know if I'm quite there yet, but hopefully one day I'll be there.
That's certainly something. Yeah, much respect to Tom Brady and what he's accomplished. Now he's in Tampa, so that's another topic for another day. But Steven, as we close out this interview, what do you want NFL teams to know about your willingness to lead, learn, and embrace future challenges?
Yeah, just like you said, I'm a team player, man. I'm a team player. Whatever the team needs, that's what I'm gonna do. Whether it's go out there and start and try to throw touchdowns and throw for yards and make people miss and lead the team, or whether it's sit behind somebody and learn. It really doesn't matter. Whatever's going to be the most beneficial for the team. That's what I'm here for. I really just want the team to succeed. I want to be able to use my leadership in that way. No matter what role I end up getting, I want to be a star in my role. I want to do my 111th, and I want to just make my family proud and make everybody back in El Paso, Texas proud. I know I got a lot of people rooting for me, so I got to put on for the 915 and try to generate more opportunities for the kids down there to get looks. Because there's a lot of kids down there in El Paso that love the game of football, and there's a lot of talent.
Steven, it was a pleasure interviewing you today, man, and hearing your story, your background coming from El Paso, Texas. Shout out El Paso, Texas, and that community. I told you off the air that I did live there for a little bit, so that is a town that I once called home, so it's a great community, and I'm sure there are a lot of young kids looking up to you, Steven, pulling for you. I want to see you thrive at the next level, and I look forward to seeing what's next for you, man, as the draft comes up at the end of April.
Man, thank you, Isaac. I appreciate it so much.
All right, bro. Take care and God bless. Stay safe out there.
Definitely. Likewise. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir.